Have you ever felt manipulated in your relationship? It's an unsettling question, but one that we mustn't shy away from. We're here to talk about a topic that's often swept under the rug: manipulative tactics in relationships. Now, when we say relationships, we're not just referring to romantic partnerships. No, manipulation can slither its way into any form of relationship. Friendships, family ties, professional liaisons, you name it. It's this chameleon-like ability to adapt that makes manipulation such a pervasive issue. But why should we care? Well, recognizing manipulation is vital to protecting our mental and emotional well-being. It's like knowing when a magician is about to pull a fast one. Once you see it, you can't be fooled. The difference here is that the stakes are far higher. We're dealing with real emotions, real lives, and the potential for real damage. Manipulation isn't always glaringly obvious. It can be subtle, creeping in like a slow poison, gradually eroding your sense of self-worth and reality. It can be the charming smile that conceals a viper's bite, the sweet words that sow seeds of doubt and insecurity. It's a puppeteer's game and the strings are invisible. So how do we spot these tactics? That's what we're here to discuss. Knowledge is power, and by understanding what manipulation looks like, we can safeguard our relationships and ourselves. Imagine a playbook, a guide to the subtle art of manipulation. Sounds sinister, right? Well, that's exactly what we're about to explore. We've dubbed it the Narcissist's Playbook. It's a collection of common manipulative tactics that are frequently used, often without the victim even realizing what's happening. This journey won't be comfortable, but it's necessary. We need to pull back the curtain on these toxic traits to expose them to the light. Only then can we truly understand the game and ensure we're not unwilling participants. Stay tuned as we delve into the Narcissist's Playbook and expose these toxic traits. Let's start with a common manipulative tactic: gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where someone is made to question their own reality, memory, or perceptions. Now let's delve into a real-life case study that illustrates this tactic. Meet Anna and Mark, a couple who seemed to have it all. Mark was charming, caring, and attentive. But behind closed doors, he was a master of gaslighting. He would constantly alter facts and deny events to the point where Anna started doubting her own memory. For instance, Mark would forget about important dates, and when confronted, he'd insist that they never made plans. Or he'd rearrange furniture while Anna was out and then act surprised when she noticed, making her feel as if she was losing her mind. Anna felt confused and disoriented. She started second-guessing her every thought, her confidence eroding bit by bit. She'd spend her days in a state of constant anxiety, questioning her memory, her sanity, and even her worth. The impact on their relationship was devastating. Anna felt isolated and disconnected from Mark. The trust that once bound them together was now shattered. The love that Anna felt for Mark was gradually replaced with fear and self-doubt. Her self-esteem hit rock bottom and she felt like a shadow of her former vibrant self. Gaslighting, like in Anna and Mark's case, is a powerful manipulation tool. It can make the victim feel helpless and trapped, driving a wedge between them and their loved ones. It's a gradual process, almost invisible at first, but over time, it can wreak havoc on the victim's mental health and their relationships. So if you find yourself constantly questioning your memory or reality, it's crucial to recognize this as a potential sign of gaslighting. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or professional for support. You're not alone, and it's not your fault. Remember, questioning your sanity is a red flag, not a sign of love. Another manipulative tactic is love bombing. This term, coined by psychologists, refers to the act of showering someone with excessive affection and attention to gain control or significantly influence their behavior. Let's take a look at a real-life example. Meet Jane and John. In their early days, John was the epitome of the perfect partner. He was attentive, showering Jane with compliments, gifts, and time, seemingly unable to get enough of her. Jane was swept off her feet. This was, however, the calm before the storm. In love bombing, the excessive affection is not a sign of genuine love or care. It's a manipulative tactic, a tool used to make the person feel special and cherished. It's designed to create a powerful emotional bond that's hard to break. Back to Jane and John. As time passed, John's affection became suffocating. He wanted to be involved in every aspect of Jane's life, from her friendships to her career choices. His need for control started to show. Jane began to feel as though she was losing her independence. What started as a whirlwind romance now felt like a trap. John's love bombing had effectively made Jane emotionally dependent on him. It had created a cycle where Jane craved the highs of John's affection, making the lows of his control and manipulation tolerable. It's important to note that love bombing can seem flattering at first, but it's actually a form of control. It's a way to make the person feel indebted, to make them feel like they owe their happiness to the love bomber. In healthy relationships, love is steady and secure. It doesn't suffocate or control. It's not a roller coaster of extreme highs and lows, but rather a constant source of comfort and support. Love bombing, in contrast, is a manipulative tactic designed to gain control over someone by exploiting their need for love and validation. So, remember, love should be about mutual respect, understanding, and genuine affection. It should not feel like a roller coaster of extreme highs and lows. Love should not feel like a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Next on the list, devaluation. What is devaluation? In the context of relationships, devaluation is a manipulative tactic where one person systematically reduces the worth or esteem of the other. This can be done subtly, through comments and actions that make the other person feel less valuable, or more overtly, with direct insults and criticism. Let's take a look at a real-life case study. Meet Jane and John, a seemingly happy couple. However, behind closed doors, John was a master at devaluation. It began subtly. John would make offhand comments about Jane's appearance, her housekeeping skills, or her career. He'd say things like, "Your friends are so much more stylish," or "Your cooking is just okay, not as good as my mom's." Over time, these comments chipped away at Jane's self-esteem. She started doubting her abilities, her appearance, and her worth. She felt she was constantly falling short of John's expectations. This is the essence of devaluation, the constant erosion of a person's self-worth, often done so subtly that the victim may not even realize what's happening. But the impact of such a tactic can be devastating. Victims of devaluation often suffer from low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and may even develop a distorted self-image. They might feel as if they're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to please their partner but never quite measuring up. They may feel worthless, unlovable, and begin to believe that they deserve the treatment they're receiving. In Jane's case, she finally realized what was happening and sought help. She learned to recognize John's devaluation for what it was, a manipulative tactic meant to control her and keep her in a submissive position. With support from a therapist, Jane was able to rebuild her self-esteem and ultimately leave John. Devaluation, like all manipulative tactics, is about power and control. It's about making someone feel so small, so worthless, that they believe they have no value outside of the relationship. But remember, everyone has inherent worth and value. Nobody should make you feel worthless, especially not a loved one. Now that we know the tactics, how can we respond to them? It's a question that's likely running through your mind. Recognizing these manipulative tactics is the first step towards responding effectively. It's like seeing the trap before you step into it. The importance of recognizing these tactics can't be overstated. It's the first line of defense in protecting yourself from manipulation. When you can identify gaslighting, love bombing, or devaluation, you can take steps to safeguard your mental and emotional health. So how do you respond to these tactics? One of the most effective ways is to seek professional help. Therapists and counselors are trained to help you navigate these tricky situations. They can provide you with tools and strategies to counteract manipulation and to heal from its effects. Setting boundaries is another crucial step in responding to manipulative tactics. This isn't always easy, especially when dealing with a manipulator. But it's necessary. Establish what is acceptable and what isn't in your interactions. Make it clear that certain behaviors won't be tolerated. Remember, your feelings and experiences are valid, and you have every right to protect them. Lastly, practicing self-care is essential. It's easy to lose sight of your own needs when you're dealing with manipulation. Make time for activities that you enjoy and that help you relax. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and respect your boundaries. Take care of your physical health too. Eat well, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep. These strategies can help you respond effectively to manipulative tactics. But remember, it's not your responsibility to fix or change a manipulator. Your primary responsibility is to yourself, to your own mental health and well-being. Remember, it's crucial to prioritize your mental health and well-being. You deserve a relationship that's built on respect and genuine love, not manipulation.